On this episode of Playlog, we're talking about our thoughts on the Minecraft movie, Oxenfree being removed from an indie game storefront, and our thoughts on the previous Indie Game of the Year winners. Recording again, new incrimination, timestamps, new document. Okay, I think we're Gucci, baby.
Nice.
All right.
We did it. But you did it.
Oh, what can I say? It's a group effort. Couldn't do it without me. Hey guys, CGDannyB back in with another episode of Playlog, the podcast where we talk all things indie gaming. But of course, I can't talk indie games alone because that's boring. So alongside me, I've got my partner in crime, the Plain Kid themselves, Tofr. What's poppin', dog?
Well, am I excited because they announced the PlayStation 5 Pro for
Let's
only
go.
wait, $700? That's insane.
That shit's salty, bro. That's expensive. I kind of want one, but also I don't want a $700 console.
No. I mean, if it would be one thing if they had these big exclusives.
Yeah.
That would run perfectly on a PS5 Pro, but
yeah.
They barely have any exclusives.
Listen, we got God of War, we got Spider-Man, we got Ratchet and Clank, we got Returnal, we got I think there's plenty of exclusives, and I would like to think we're getting a new Ghost of Tsushima before the end of the generation, but I don't know. Maybe that's a PS6 game. I don't know. But I think my problem is there's not enough big stuff ahead that I'm aware of. Like, if I wanted to go back and play if I'm I really want to play the 60 FPS high performance God of War, sure, I could see it. I don't know if I need to spend $700 to do that right now.
No.
I think I made the tweet. I was just I can't wait to play my 2D pixel art platformers with ray tracing and 60 frames a second or something like that. No, I kept saying I think this would be a great Black Friday gift to myself 2-3 years after the fact, because I've wanted a bunch of content creators, the bigger ones that got it all figured out, that have the 2 console setup in their house. I don't know why that's the dream for me, but I want the PS5 down here, I want a PS5 upstairs, so I'm just download the game on both, upload the save. I'm I'm tired of this, turn off the lights. I go upstairs, kick back with my Valeri gaming pillow that I don't have with me, would be a great plug, and then just download the save and keep playing in the comfort of my bed or something like that. But then the Pro would be down here for streaming purposes and blah blah blah. But that's a salty price, dog. $700 is crazy.
It's insane. It's insane.
Yeah.
You can get a better deal over at youtube.com/CGDannyB.
We can. You can get a free PlayStation 5 Pro over on youtube.com/CGDannyB.
No.
That is. Oh shit. I didn't know. I didn't know what you can get over there. Anyway, but quick reminder, if you're looking for some dope indie games that you can play this month, be sure to go check out the Better Late Than Never indie release video over on youtube.com/CGDannyB, where I'm showcasing 15 upcoming indie games that you can play this September. And because it's so late, so the day we're recording, the 4th one just came out. The day the episode drops, 5 or 6 of them should be out. So almost half the list is already ready for you to play. So just saying, you should go check that out and see what you can play.
See, it's a better deal than the PlayStation 5.
Exactly. You could buy all those games for a 10th of the console. So that's pretty good. It's pretty good. But also, don't forget, as part of our podcast, we are doing our monthly book club where we'll go back and replay some indie classics or finally get around to some modern indies that we just haven't played yet. For the month of September, we'll be reviewing Moonstone Island, a creature collecting life sim set in an open world with hundreds of islands to explore. Make friends, brew potions, collect spirits, and test your strength in card-based encounters to complete your alchemy training. So if you want to get involved in the episode, play the game this month on either PC or Switch, then head over to our write-in form in the description and give us your thoughts on Moonstone Island for our September 24th episode of Playlog Podcast. You can join us live at twitch.tv/CGDannyB for the discussion, or catch the upload just a few days later on youtube.com/CGDannyB. Man, I started playing a lot at the beginning of the month. I have to get back and play more, because now this week's just going to freaking fly up on me. I'm shoot, I only made so much progress. But I'm really digging this game. I'm having so much fun.
It's a good one, right? It's a good one.
He's a banger. Oh, man. Timestamp. Bam! We got him back, baby!
Yeah!
I don't know why sometimes it just doesn't work. Sometimes it just tells me to fuck myself, and I hate it. Now to break the ice, remember, you can write into the show and ask us your questions about gaming, content creation, life, and etc., and we'll read them right here on the show. Just like the Indie Maniac did, the Indie Maniac writes in and asks, why is Danny so bad at Chained Together, and when is he going to play something with me again? Now, this is a great question. This is a fantastic question, and I have the answer. Because when you're drugged down by dead weight, someone who can't play the game because every time their chat says, ooh, drink some water, instead of thinking, ooh, I'm dangling off a ledge and I'm going to die or restart the game, let me drop everything and just drink my water, because that's the perfect thing for the other 3 people playing this challenging game with you. That's what slows me down personally. Honestly, I could probably solo this game way faster than playing with a group of 4. That's a dumb way to phrase that. But yeah, that's why I'm bad at the game. And as far as when am I going to play games with you again? Never, ever. Because I hate you. And by never, ever, I mean this Saturday evening over on twitch.tv/CGDannyB, we're playing Run Out, the new Party Animals, like, 2D platformer party game, something like that. The keys provided by the Indie Maniac. Yes. But I still don't like you because you suck at Shane together. But anyway. That's thanks for writing in. Maybe next time we'll have a good question. All right.
Wow.
All right. Plenty of shade off the rip. We're good. You have any thoughts on that? I don't know if you want to answer that question or not. Or...
I feel like Chained Together is one of those games where you just get upset with each other all of the time.
It was the thing where I was trying to be. It's funny to be pretend angry streamer, man. Like, clips are good when the guy's screaming for no reason. At the end, you'll be like, hey, just so you know, I want you to know, yeah, I was gonna like heated, but not like actually mad. Like, at no point was I just like, this guy sucks as a person, I fucking hate you. Like, I may have said that verbally, but like didn't mean that. Oh, obviously it comes across as like the joke for the stream, funny stream anger man. But yeah, no, it's tough because my chat was just like, I'm gonna redeem these things. I'm like, thank you for the hydrate. Let me drink when I get on flat land. And we're like, all right, team, ready to jump? 1, 2. Oh, chat, thanks for the hydrate. And then the 4 of us just fall because the one guy didn't follow with. And fucking indie maniac.
Listen, hydration is important.
It is, but let me stand. If I'm falling out of a plane and my pilot goes, by the way, don't forget to drink your water today, I'll drink it when I touch the ground, but not when I'm falling out of the plane, brother. Not when I'm falling out of the plane.
I'd like to see you drink it while you're falling from the plane, though.
I can see the thing where the bottle's like this, and like the bottles are like this. I have so many cups on my desk right now, dog. Let me tell you something. I'm just like this, and the water's just like going up. Do I have? I got my Black Panther cup over here.
Ooh.
I got socks that I haven't put on yet.
Okay.
It's a little chilly in here. I should put my socks on before the show. I got my. This was a funny bit I did last year. I was like, I'm saving my money for TwitchCon 2023. And then I said, if I don't raise the money, TwitchCon 2024. And I'm not going to lie, I'm probably not going to TwitchCon 2024. I don't think that's going to happen.
Aww.
But I'm just not great. But like, I kind of want to go at one point for the experience. Be like, I went to TwitchCon that one time, but that's it. But I'm pretty sure it's like $14 in here and change.
That's not going to do it. That's not going to do it.
You know, you could dream. You know what I mean?
It's a start.
It's a start. I might have to check myself. I think I hit the timestamp button, and then we continue to talk about the things. So now the timestamps might be fucky, but timestamp. Anyway, we do got some quick indie news to talk about. First, what kind of indie podcast would we be if we didn't talk about the Minecraft movie trailer? Tofr, you said you've seen a little bit of this, or you haven't watched the trailer, but you've seen like the memes and the clips and everything.
I've seen Jack Black's face.
Okay, that's
and
good.
I've seen a couple of animals.
Yeah.
And I think that's it. I think that's it.
So obviously no audio. We have it played on in the background here. I don't know if Warner Bros. Is going to get us for whatever, but we'll find out. Long story short, live action Minecraft movie where a bunch of people get teleported into the world of Minecraft. But it seems like it's less of a video game. It's like an alternate reality, I guess is what I'm seeing. That it's like, oh yeah, it sounded Jumanji where they plugged the console in and then when the electricity struck the building, we got sucked in. It is just, it's a sister taking care of her brother because their parents died. You have a real estate agent who is the, I can't think of the actress's name, but she's like helping the kids find a house or something. And then Jason Momoa's character is a retro game store owner who like is stuck in the 80s type deal, and like that's his vibe. And I've seen so many people being like, oh, this guy's gonna end it by being like, I have an idea, and then create Minecraft, and we'll be like, his name was Notch the entire time, or blah 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 blah.
Oh god,
I don't know about all that. This is fan prediction so far, but just based on what you've seen and what you're hearing, where you at with this Minecraft movie?
Listen, I've never had like Minecraft does nothing for me.
Okay.
I've never been into it. The only thing I can say about this trailer is that Jack Black looks like Jack Black.
He's
playing Jack Black. He's not playing Steve, he's playing Jack Black.
Yeah.
And I'm cool with that because I love Jack Black, but he's, as far as I know, Jack Black is not in Minecraft.
Yeah, well, listen, he might be now. I'm like, who knows?
Maybe.
I know I've seen people use a custom like Poe skin from Kung Fu Panda in Minecraft, so
Okay.
I've been the whole time. I think my biggest thing is I see a lot of people complaining about how it looks visually. I think this looks gorgeous. If there's a way to do realistic Minecraft, I think this is nailing most of it. The animals look ugly, but what did you expect them to look like? Did you want to turn Minecraft animals to something cute in reality? That wasn't going to happen. That being said, I think the characters in the world look horrendous. They obviously are not, like, it's a movie, it's CGI. We know for a fact they're obviously not really there. But this is so blatantly clear that they are not there. And like looking at the shot with the alpaca being all stunned and run over by the mob of pigmen or whatever, like I think if this was just an animated movie, this could kill it. Even if they still got Jack Black to just voice Steve and do whatever. I think we said briefly beforehand, like it's so weird to have someone with so much personality play a character that has absolutely no personality. Like it's strange. And you know what? Get your bag. This is going to make millions because kids are going to be going. I'm hoping Jack Black's enough for the parents who are like, I don't know what this mind blocks thing is. I don't know what we're talking about. My kid always asks me for Robux. I don't even know where they go. And then confuse the games and obviously be like, oh, Jack Black was there. It was kind of cool. And then the hot single moms being like, oh, Jason Momoa. He had me going the whole time. But I don't know. I think there's a realm of hate that's just bitter old people just wanting to hate on things. But I think it looks like whatever.
Well, what I did see in the online discourse was that the audience for this movie is not gonna be the players who have played this for over 20 years or whatever. Yeah. This is for the kids.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a kids movie, and like look at it as if it's a kids movie. Don't judge it as if it's made for 30-year-olds.
Yeah, for sure. And like there's the thing of like, I feel like a lot of people think kids movies should just be bad. And like, I'm not saying that's what you're saying, but I think most people are like, it's for kids, just let it be bad. And like, I don't think kids necessarily need bad movies. I think you can get a simple movie that like kids aren't there to pay attention to the plot and the lore and everything else. They just want to see Hero Brian pop up, or they want to see the Enderman pop up and be like, uh-oh, this is weird. He's gonna chase. Like they want those funny things, you know, that happens in Minecraft. You want the nightmare to show up when someone stayed up like 2 days in a row and like didn't go to sleep at night, and you want someone to build a redstone contraption like, oh, he made a cannon, he's gonna take out the bad guy, or blah 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 blah. You want the creepers to blow up. You want those funny little bits, and I'm sure we'll get all of that and more. Oh my god, I just saw the gas for the first time. I think ugly. Hold on, where'd that go? Maybe I was wrong. Hold on. Yeah, right there. Look at that big bitch back there in the back there. Oh, he gross. Ew. Oh, you got like cry marks and everything. Nasty. Oh no, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think I had put on Instagram stories yesterday. I went to Walmart and they had like the Dr. Squatch like Minecraft stuff out. I took a picture. I said, I can't wait to smell like Jack Black. And,
I saw that.
That sparked a conversation between me and Matt Storm over from Fun and Games podcast. And basically, they were like, this looks terrible. I'm like, I think this looks like a great get drunk and make fun of it in Discord kind of movie. And they agreed. Ooh. So I'm like, listen, that might be the vibe. I was like, we're talking, this comes to Paramount Plus or Netflix or something. This might be a good night to just do a movie night. Have a bunch of us just get loud and crazy and just make fun of how dumb this looks. But for now,
that sounds like a better idea than just going to like the cinema and watching.
That's what I'm saying. Listen, the moment Borderlands is on something that I don't have to pay the $20 to buy, and I can just like watch it for free with my subscription. Sure, I'll watch Borderlands. Which leads to the ultimate question: Tofr, are you going to see Minecraft in theaters?
No.
Okay, good.
Like Minecraft, I have not a single connection to Minecraft, and I can appreciate that to a lot of people. This game means a lot.
Yeah,
but it's like the movie is not for me, and that's fine.
Yeah, fair enough. Sorry, Minecraft. Ain't seeing you, brother. See you on DVD.
I think it's gonna make enough money as it is that that they're not gonna miss my single theater ticket.
Yeah. They're gonna totally hit you with like, you're gonna go to GameStop to get like the little card to buy the game digitally, and that's gonna come with a free digital voucher to go see the movie that you'll never use.
Yeah.
Like I think about it. I have like the Uncharted collection, like the PS5 like re-release one that I'm pretty sure still has the ticket to go see Uncharted in theaters. And obviously I think that's a little overdue, but that's great. That's fantastic. Anywho, yeah, Minecraft. Let us know what you guys think of the movie. Are you going to go see it and or take your kids to go see it, depending on the audience listening to this one? Timestamp, but we got another headline here, which is probably a more discussionary one. Oxenfree is being removed from itch.io by Netflix, maybe? This was originally a tweet, and I also have an article here from PC Gamer. But Night School Studios has sent you a message. This is a screenshot of what you get on itch.io if you own the game Oxenfree. Oxenfree will no longer be available on itch.io beginning on October 1st, 2024. If you already downloaded the game, you'll be able to keep it and continue to play from your downloaded files. If you have not already downloaded so, you can download files until October 1st, 2024 to keep the game. Everyone who worked on Oxenfree deeply appreciates the support from our community over the past 8 years. We hope to see you on another service or timeline soon. Thank you. And if you have any questions, reach out to support, etc., etc. Before we get into like, I guess the PC Gamer article, what's your first like thought on this? Where's your head at with this removal on itch?
I just think it's weird. There's like no reason to remove it from a platform. Like every opportunity to sell it should be taken, I guess.
Yeah.
And especially why now?
Yeah. It is really weird when it just kind of happens. I think we brainstormed a little bit before, right? I was like, is it a mobile thing? Can you like download and run the .exe on your Android phone? And they're like, oh, that's not a platform we can like track or maintain, or like if they're on mobile, they should have their Netflix subscription to blah 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 blah. Like, and maybe it's cheaper on itch, or maybe there's something on itch that whatever. But I just assume it's a platform they can't track as well as they can track a Steam, a PlayStation, an Xbox, a Switch. Or it comes down to one of those weird, like, we're big company, we don't need the littlest company. It doesn't cost to post your game on itch, does it? Like, you don't have like the $100 Steam. Yeah. I really don't know. I really don't understand why this is happening. I would love like the transparency of it. Trying to see the comment here. Not being able to download it from itch is a major issue. The dev publisher should be issuing Steam keys to all buyers on itch so they always have access to the game. It's setting a bad precedent for itch. It's something you don't have to worry about with Steam. Okay, that's just more of a personal thought, but still, no, I agree with that. It's weird that it's coming down. I assume Oxenfree 2 probably never hit itch, probably just the original game, but
yeah, I don't think so. But I agree with what's being said there. Like, at least provide people with a Steam key then.
Right. Yeah, I think just off the heels of like Concord, which not indie, but that being like out for 2 weeks and then just being fully refunded. I don't know. I'm going to say, I don't know if Netflix would, not that they couldn't afford, but would choose to refund everybody a copy of Oxenfree. Because I'm sure there was this time it was on sale, or someone bought it for $5 when it was $20, and they just get $15 from Netflix for the sake of it, and blah blah blah. But no, I agree. If there was just a way to issue umpteen amount of Steam keys to everyone on itch.io, like, do that. I think it's the best way to balance it out because the people get to keep your game. But
you know what's weird as well is that I'm just checking Night School Studios' Twitter feed, and there's not a single mention of this.
No shit.
So that's a bit weird. You'd think they'd like announce it or something, but no.
I can't spell Night School.
It's in 2 words.
Boom. We can figure it out. You know, the algorithm. Okay. Elon got my back, you know what I mean? Yeah, he was just scrolling down, like I didn't even mention it, and like that tells me that it's definitely more of a Netflix thing than it is a Night School thing.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, I'd be super interested to hear either like a something from itch themselves. I don't know how many public speaking icons we have for itch.io, or somebody be like, yeah, here's what happened and why, or even Netflix being open about it. But it makes sense to like reduce it to your platforms you have power over or you have access to. But I could see itch being like the outlier of like, just get rid of it. We're not going to post in there anyway. We're going to keep it all on the platforms people are going to, your Netflix, your PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, etc. So I don't know. Let me see. I'd also had. Go ahead.
I'm just wondering out loud here, but maybe Netflix is planning something when it comes to their gaming content. I
Maybe.
remember when Cozy Grove released on Netflix, it was mobile only, and then in the release info or whatever, they mentioned that it would be coming to whichever platform you use Netflix on.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the idea here as well, because both of the Oxenfrees are on Netflix too.
It's true. It is. I just have to get around to playing them. Yikes. Maybe future book club. But yeah, I've thought about like the Netflix game catalog, right? And be like, right now I think it's just on mobile and maybe some smart TVs you might be able to play some stuff with. But like, could I turn on my PlayStation, launch Netflix, and play these games right from there yet? I don't think I can. That being said, I've never checked. But I assume that's the plan for the future, to have access to, like, I don't have to go buy Oxenfree because I have Netflix on my PlayStation. I can just play them. But I also don't know how that works or how that's planned to work in the future yet. But it could totally be the plan. But yeah, PC Gamer, Tyler Cole put out an article. I won't read the whole thing. But another reminder that your digital library isn't forever. Oxenfree will be completely removed from itch.io next month. Let me see. Skipping around a little bit here. The game's already been delisted from the site for purchase, but you can still download it from your library if you manually search for it. A few weeks, however, it'll be completely gone for everyone, whether you already paid for it or not. The email doesn't explain why it's being removed, but it's possible it has something to do with Netflix, who has owned the studio since 2021. Both Oxenfree and its sequels are still available on Steam and don't seem to be going away anytime soon. Valve has historically been good about letting users download games they own indefinitely, even if they're delisted from the store. Typically, they're only barred from downloading it if you use a third-party key that was revoked by the publisher, or if the Steam download is just a launcher that connects to dead servers to install the full game, like many MMOs. So yeah, that article didn't add like too much more thought than what we already said. Like, it just seems like just cause. Gonna move that just cause.
It's a bit. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Itch is an important platform, and it shouldn't be dismissed like this.
Yeah, and I always say, like, I need to use itch more. Like, I remember I did a Let's Play of, I think it's called Marshmallow Spa a while back, which is just a cute game, just a fun little afternoon. You run a spa as a marshmallow, and you're like steaming marshmallows. It's just a fun one. But like, itch has so many cute. Itch was the one that brought us Buckshot Roulette, which was like a phenomenon from earlier this year. Was that last year? It feels so long ago. But yeah, like, it's just such a great platform that I wish I used more. And like, I say wish when I could easily just do it. But listen, you give me a downloaded app that I can put right next to Steam. I'll never forget. I'll put it right there next to it on the hotbar. We're good. But no, I think it's a great platform, especially for indie devs who want to get their game out there and they can't necessarily afford the front cost of Steam to post your game, and then going through the hoops of like having to get it approved and stuff. This isn't a headline, but there was another case earlier this week, I think, where the team who made, I think it's Reflux is the name of the game. It's one of those like move the world, the ball goes in the puzzle kind of things. And they're remaking the game from 2011, I think it was. And as they were posting it to like get the review for Steam to make sure it's appropriate, et cetera, that it runs fine, that they want to have it on their storefront, they got denied because it was too much like the first game that they made. Which I was like, that's what our remake is, brother. That's what we're doing it for. So it was weird. I was like, so did they deny Resident Evil 3? Did they deny, I don't think Shadow of the Colossus made it to Steam, but like, did they deny all these other games for XYZ reason? And I assume not. So just a weird thing. I don't know if anything ever came out of that, or any new updates, but I could just see developers being like, we just can't get our game on Steam for XYZ reason. And though it's the better platform for like visibility and everything, it just makes more sense to post on itch as well. And a lot of games still post on both, but well, it's just easier to put your game on there when Steam's a bunch of hoops to jump through.
I guess so.
Yeah. The hoodlums. But hopefully we'll get an update on that soon. At least learn why Oxenfree's being taken down. But hopefully if you guys didn't know and you have Oxenfree on itch, go download it, have it saved, put it on a hard drive, keep your files so you can play that game in the future, or you have to buy it again. Or subscribe to our Lord Netflix. But anywho, timestamp, baby. And with that, we are done with a quick indie news, which means it's time to move on to the topic of the show. Tofr.
Yes.
We had other plans for this week. We had other things to talk about. The guy didn't work out. We had to reschedule, come up with some new plans. And one of the options that we had was discussing, and I'll put in quotes, judging the Game Awards Indie Game of the Year winners for the past 5 years.
Yeah.
This is an idea that you had, or we talked about a little bit, and kind of looking at like what was nominated, what won, what would we replace, what didn't get nominated, and how absurd that is, et cetera, et cetera. But before we get started, I'll ask the question. But do you have any other thoughts like about this topic and kind of why we want to talk about it, or like where the idea came from, or anything like that?
It's just interesting to take a look because I feel like the Game Awards are looking for a particular kind of game when it comes to their nominations. And I feel like these awards should be like an amplification of what we think, the people who actually play the games.
Yeah.
But with the Game Awards, when it comes to indies, it doesn't feel like that.
Right. 100%. I know every year when I see the that Indie Game of the Year award being demoted to the quick, like, hey, we got a commercial break, but before we go, here's the quick award, and then they just kind of say it and move on. Like, they don't get their time on the stage to give the speech, and like that sucks a lot. Because I think of anything, the indies probably need the most time versus seeing Elden Ring or God of War go up for the 4th, 5th time tonight to give the same speech, which, don't get me wrong, I don't want to take away from anybody. I want everyone to have their opportunity. If the Game Awards was an hour longer to make sure everybody could speak, I'm okay with that. I know I'm in the minority in saying that, but I definitely want the indies to have their chance to speak, especially because normally they get demoted because a lot of indies we're spread all around the world. Can we make it to America for this event? Probably not. But I think last year, we're skipping ahead to 2024 here, but like Sea of Stars won, and I'm pretty sure some of the devs were in the audience and they just won the award and didn't get to speak. Normally the excuse is like, oh, they weren't here, but they were here. So just annoying.
Yeah, there's enough like ways to solve that. Even let the devs make a video at home, and show that or something. But to just cast it aside as if indie games don't influence the AAAs at all, doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, League of Legends, crazy. You added a Vampire Survivors mode, didn't you? Yeah, yeah. Where'd that come from? Crazy.
Did it really?
It did. It did. It was really interesting because my buddy was telling me they added it. I'm like, I don't do League like that. My entire personality with League has been the Riot Forge games, rest in peace, and Amumu. Like my little sad mummy, I love him to death. Someone please make an actually cute plush. All of your plushes are elongated and look weird. Make him look proportionally accurate. But I would love an Amumu plush. But when they mentioned that like it existed, I'm like, I would love to play that. Can I play Amumu? And they're like, no. I'm like, then I'm not going to install the game. I won't play that. If I can't play Amumu, I don't want to play it. I'm not interested. But yeah, before we get back into the lists here, I wanted to talk about what makes an indie game of the year. Do you have like a step, a ruling, like this is what matters when it comes to being an indie game of the year?
It needs to be something that has resonated with people, whether that be through its impactful story or like an innovative gameplay thing or a mixture of both. It just needs to have made an impact on people. Like it can't be a game that has like, I don't know, 50 reviews on Steam.
Sure.
Because that's not enough people will have played that, even if it's an incredibly good game.
Yeah.
It needs to have like sales numbers, but it also needs to have the gameplay and the story to back it up.
100%. I think it's always sucks because there's so many indies out there and some that just get swept under the rug and don't even get seen. That could be absolute gems just because they didn't find the right audience or the right YouTuber didn't stream it and no one found out about it. Like it just didn't get the love it deserved. But as I sit and think about like indies that have reached past that threshold of indie, they still remain that, but audiences who would never even consider looking at this game a first time, let alone a second time, are hearing about this game and they're hearing their friends talk about it. They're like, I'll dabble with it. Like this year being Balatro, one that so many people played, and like the addictive gameplay loop being there. And now that it's going to be on mobile in like 2 weeks or something like that, like the audiences are going to grab this. They're going to be going through it. It's the indie games that become mobile games that I love the most, when it's like, this is a full ass game on my phone and my productivity is shot, done, gonzo. But then ones that like evolve to the point of like, you may not understand what an indie is or know what, like that this game is an indie game, but you know it exists. You know about Hades, you know about Undertale, you know about these different titles. And they've expanded past like the sound barrier that is like the wall of indies, and like, boom, you know about me, bitches. I'm here.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes like the indie game of the year for most cases.
Yeah, that's true.
So with that, let's hop into 2019. What a nice year. Good year. 3 years out of high school, out in college. Sorry, 3 years out of college, 3 years out of college. Not high school.
Jesus
I did the wrong math. 6 years out of high school, 3 years out of
You are
college.
so young.
But we have the list. I'll do the nominees and winner first, and then the ones that weren't nominated. I think that's a good way to do this.
Okay.
So the nominees and these are specifically for the Geoff Keighley Awards. So back in 2019, the nominees were Baba Is You, Katana Zero, Untitled Goose Game, Outer Wilds, and Disco Elysium, with Disco Elysium being the winner. First thoughts of that. Where are you at with that list?
I think it's a really strong list. We're gonna name some of the games that weren't nominated, and there's a couple that might make it in here, but like, especially Outer Wilds and Disco Elysium were two of the best games in general that year, whether it's indie or not. So I can kind of see why they went with these 5, but there's at least one that I would have picked instead.
I think looking at it, I'm like, I'm pretty sure I know which one that is. I like this list. I think, as someone who's yet to play through Outer Wilds, I could see Outer Wilds and Baba Is You being replaced by some of the other games on this list. I like Disco Elysium. I think Outer Wilds is great. For
Outer Wilds does have like the big fandom.
It does. It sure does. It 100% does. Yeah. But I'm sitting here. Let's go through the not nominated, and then we can talk about why I think something should replace. Not nominated, we have Ape Out, Heaven's Vault, My Friend Pedro, Slay the Spire, A Plague Tale: Innocence, Void Bastards, Sayonara Wild Hearts, Superliminal, Alt Frequencies, Mutazione.
Nice.
Boy, I killed that. And Knights and Bikes. And that's just a few. I'm sure there's way more indies, but these are just like some highlights that were on there. Now, if we kept the 5 as they were, I'm rooting for Katana Zero. I love that game. It is such a vibe. It's challenging, but like that would probably be my indie game of the year for 2019, easily.
Okay.
I could easily see a world where Baba Is You, which is such a dope puzzle game, being replaced with Slay the Spire.
Yes.
Yeah. Which
I think,
again, is one I haven't played. I think is just so resoundingly well known for like, maybe creating the deck building roguelike, or at least popularizing it. I don't know.
Popularizing it, I think.
I don't know which games just like Slay the Spire came before it, but it's like it's a weird example. But it's being like Earthbound existed, but Undertale made more people make games like Earthbound. Like it's that kind of deal. I'm a sucker for Plague Tales. I remember that being the first game that made me physically ill, watching the mountain of dead pigs roll down the hill. I'm like, this is so cool. I wouldn't mind swapping that out for Outer Wilds personally, but also I see the argument for Outer Wilds. So it's tough. Listen, we made Game of the Year 6 nominees. I think we need to do that again with Indie Game of the Year, please.
That's true.
Yeah.
There's more indie games releasing each year than AAA games.
So fucking many. So goddamn many. I don't have the hours. There's not enough time.
I know, right?
Any of those other ones you think deserve like more love and should have been nominated, or at least like mentioned? We also don't have the best debut, so some of these might have been nominated that year. We just don't have that list in front of us. But
yeah, no, I only went for the indie game of the year winners. Yeah. I feel personally like Sayonara Wild Hearts and Mutazione should have been nominated.
Yeah.
But I get why they weren't. Well, especially with Sayonara Wild Hearts. That's basically a video game music video.
Sure is.
And that's not gonna be everyone's cup of tea. But Mutazione is like, it's so well written, and I would easily switch out Katana Zero for Mutazione.
Oh my god, you hurt me with that.
Oh yeah, I know.
Can't do that to me.
I know.
That's wild.
But that's
brutal.
That's just because I have different tastes than you.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, I think the one we didn't talk about yet, Untitled Goose Game, is a lock. I think I deserve to be in the list. Honestly, I'm shocked it didn't win at this particular award show. It did win at the DICE Awards. I know that just got Game of the Year period, which Untitled Goose Game. I forget. House announced their next game. I forget what that one's called.
They announced?
Yeah, it was at that sounds like a Day of the Dev jaunt, maybe. That might have been a Day of the Devs.
Let me check.
Yeah. But yeah, they definitely announced their next game, and it was like a cutesy Muppet looking squash and stretch open world experience type deal.
It's not on Steam yet.
Oh, they're hiding, you cowards. Yeah, I remember seeing the trailer. It looked cute. I'm excited to see more about it. It'll be one that when the trailer drops at some showcase. Listen, 618 showcase around the corner. Yeah, they might have something. We'll see. Listen, if 618 got House, that'd be fucking crazy. PM 2019. Congrats, Disco Elysium. I would say you earned it. I think Disco Elysium is a safe one to have for Game of the Year that year. But
it is.
I wouldn't have minded Untitled Goose Game. I would have loved Katana Zero.
I get it.
Yeah. I think I'll mention this as we get to like 2024 because that was like probably the most prominent one for me. But there's that like feeling in your gut the moment before they announce it where you're looking at that list and you're kind of like, this is the one that I want to win. And when you see the other one get highlighted and there's kind of that pit in your stomach, like, oh man, my baby didn't win. Like, I think I felt that year after year many times. And I definitely remember feeling that for Katana Zero, where like I had heard of Disco Elysium but hadn't even dabbled or touched it yet. I was like, a game about rolling dice? That sounds lame. I don't want to even fucking touch that. Katana Zero has cool music and I get to kill people. That's what I'm about.
Yeah, I think most winners can be debated, but I think the 2020 winner is pretty much deserved.
Oh yeah, that's a lock. Jumping to 2020. I guess timestamp. Yeah, I'll cut it by year. We'll see. But yeah, so the 2020 nominees were Fall Guys, Carrion, Spiritfarer, Spelunky 2, and Hades. Obviously, with the winner being Hades. And yeah, I have no arguments there. I have no debates on that. Hades was a standout. When I talked about the games that stand out, and if you don't play indie games, you still heard of this game, that was Hades. Like, yeah. Easily.
Absolutely. As much as I love Spiritfarer, and I would have wished they could have won it, they shouldn't have released in the same year as Hades.
Yeah. You're damned if you do, damned you're like, maybe we'll just push to 2021. Maybe we won't even worry about it. No. As far as the other nominees, I agree with Fall Guys. I think Fall Guys was a phenomenon. A few weeks ago, Fortnite added like a Fall Guys mode, which was like, I didn't play it, but I watched my buddy play. I'm like, are you just running the course in a cycle? Like, is there not winning? He's like, I don't really know. I just keep going. I'm like, why would I not just go play Fall Guys? Like, I would actually compete. Like, that looks like more fun. Fall Guys is a banger. Agree with Spiritfarer. Totally deserved to be nominated. I was never a Spelunky guy. That one never hit me. Yeah, so like on a personal one, I wouldn't want Spelunky, and kind of same for Carrion. I played that on Game Pass and just didn't find the love for it. I think it's cool. I like the idea and like playing the gelatinous monster that's crawling through this laboratory killing people. Looks cool. But if they replace those two, if we look at the ones who were not nominated for 2020, we have Paradise Killer, The Pathless, Risk of Rain 2, Noida, Factorio, Cardo, Phasmophobia, Roki, If Found, Inmos, Raji, An Ancient Epic, Assemble with Care, Coffee Talk, Alba, Wildlife Adventure, and Call of the Sea. Risk of Rain 2 not being on the list is kind of crazy.
Isn't it?
That's kind of wild. Like, I would drop Carrion for Risk of Rain 2 personally. And maybe this was like during the early access point. Maybe it was so young and people weren't like finding the love for Risk of Rain they have now. So it didn't quite hit those voices. But yeah, I'm shocked with that one.
Yeah, me too. And I have the same feeling about The Pathless.
Yeah. No, I agree with
thought
that one.
like that's like, if you're gonna think big budget indies, I mean, that's still like a relative term, but still, The Pathless was like a blockbuster indie, and
some would say triple I.
Not even nominated. Oh,
yeah,
nice.
Yeah. No, I think this is such an interesting one, and like it's so weird to act like Spelunky shouldn't be on this list with how many people do love it. We're just like the outstanders on it. But yeah, I would swap Spelunky for The Pathless personally if I was doing my nominee. If Geoff Keighley pulled me aside and said, Danny, you're picking the indie nominees, like Carrion for Risk of Rain and Spelunky for Pathless. Otherwise, I think it's a good top 5.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, man, I guess I should maybe, for the sake of audience viewership on YouTube, to maybe see the list here. Let me do one of these and do one of these, just so it's like, sorry you guys didn't get to see the rest of the year, but you're fine. Any other thoughts on 2020?
No, I think it was a good year for indies, but there weren't that many big standouts.
Yeah.
As the year before or the years after.
Yeah. Phasmophobia is an interesting one, right? You have that one highlighted. I another one I never got into. I think I had the misfortune of like trying to figure out a long ass tutorial that got really boring, and a friend's like, I'll just tell you how to play. And then every time we do something, he's like, you're not doing this. I'm like, well then bitch, let me finish the tutorial so I know what I'm doing. Because he was like talking to the walkie-talkie. I'm like, hello? Yeah. Is anyone there? He's like, are you holding the button? I'm like, which button? He's like, hold B. I'm like, okay. Hello? Is anyone hearing me? He's like, are you asking it questions? I'm like, what's your shoe size? What are you doing? He's like, ask it the right questions. I'm like, what are the right questions, brother? What are the right questions? I don't know what I'm doing. So I had like a really bad taste for Phasmophobia, like right off the rip. But a new high polish one would be cool.
Phasmophobia is one of the games that got me through the pandemic.
Okay.
Not because I played it myself, because I think this is very much a multiplayer game, and I didn't have anyone to play it with. For sure. But the live streams I watched of this, especially the ones by Eurogamer, where you have like Ian Hickton, who's one of the video producers there, and he played the game in VR while the rest played the regular version. But the thing is, he played sitting down, so his character was crouched constantly, which was funny as hell. And then like the other two players would be like really quiet because they're getting scared, and then all of a sudden he'd be like, Ian! Yeah, it was a whole vibe.
That's amazing. I love that. I would say my favorite thing to do in Phasmophobia was to close doors on people while being crouched, because they think like the ghost is coming in. But like I can think of my buddy Connor, he'd be in there like checking something out, and I was like, he's like, uh-oh, guys, and then I'd reopen it like, and like I'd just crawl away. And have a lot of fun, but there were some goofy things to do in Phasmophobia. Yeah. But we'll roll on to 2021 real quick. Looking at the nominees for 2021, we had 12 Minutes, Death's Door, Inscription, Loop Hero, and Kena Bridge of Spirits, with Kena being the winner. Man.
I have thoughts.
I do too. Let's mention the not nominated first, because we have Sable, The Artful Escape, Chicory: A Colorful Tale, Little Nightmares 2, Wilder Myth, The Forgotten City, Before Your Eyes, Solar Ash, Eastward, Lake, Cozy Grove, Unpacking, Valheim, Behind the Frame, The Finest Scenery, and Psychonauts 2. Was that before the Xbox acquisition? I wonder if that... Yeah. Double Fine's a weird case. But still, we'll call it Psychonauts 2. Man... What are your thoughts? You got thoughts. What are your thoughts?
Like I like a lot of the games in the 5 nominees. Like Death's Door needed to be there.
Absolutely.
Inscription I get because I really love that game.
Agreed.
Loop Hero I understand, but I could switch it out for something. But like Kena didn't do anything for me. I might be in the minority there, but I don't know. And 12 Minutes, I haven't played, but I haven't heard anyone talk positively about this game.
We can talk about 12 minutes. We can talk about 12 minutes in a second.
Yeah, but then you have Unpacking.
Yeah, that's wild. Unpacking not being nominated is absurd. Like, easily... I'll talk about 12 Minutes here for a second.
Okay.
How concerned are you with spoilers for 12 Minutes?
Throw them out there.
All right, chat. This is your warning. You're getting spoilers for 12 minutes. Yeah. I remember being so excited for this game, and I love the gameplay loop. The gameplay's there. This game is ruined at the end by becoming like an incest story. And it is very strange. It is very weird. Where it's been so long, and I remember we tried to power through the whole thing in one night. We ended up getting it done. But I remember chat being absolutely disgusted by the time we got to the end. Because if I recall, and someone might have to correct me in the comments, you're a married couple, a guy comes to your house, he's a hitman, and he kills your wife and you, but then you loop and you're like, okay, well, he comes in from the door. So if I stand on this side of the door when he comes in, he sees my wife, I can knock him out with the lamp. But if you do that, it leads to this happening. So it's a cycle of like, cool, I have to figure out each step along the way, what's going to stop him from doing this? How can I capture him? How can I call the cops, et cetera, right? You have all these different things. I enjoy that. It's really cool. By the time you get to the end, you're finding out like your wife is your sister, and or something to the effect like that, or the assassin is her dad, and he's having like one of those like fatherly conversations with you, like, you can't marry my daughter because your daughter's like. And I'm probably way off base here, but like that's the crux of it. It is like an incest type thing. That's like, man, why was this the direction?
Yeah.
And I think like I was a little defensive of it at first, and because I was like, these are stories that, as much as we don't like them, exist somewhere. Like there was a story to be told. I'll always push that for indie games. Where like it's a lot of people being like, I've experienced something and I want to tell that story and I want people to see like my perspective, right? This is one of those subjects where I'm like, I wish we didn't tell this story. I wish we didn't tell this. And when you had actors like Willem Dafoe sign on for this, I was like, he saw something in here, right? That he was like, yeah cool. I'm flabbergasted that 12 Minutes made the top 5, especially with all the weirdness that comes to that narrative. But as Unpacking easily deserves to be in this list.
Needs to be in this list.
Yeah.
I'd even say it needed to win, but
I agree. I think Unpacking could have won this. I'd in a personal world, if like I'm building my top 10, I think I put Unpacking at number 2, Death's Door at number 1 for me for like the year 2021. But I would still like that'd be a close race. That'd have to be like it was purely for the sake that I tried to like 100% Death's Door on PC when I don't do that. On PC, when I roll credits, I'm done. Like unless it's on PlayStation where I get the platinum trophy, et cetera, et cetera. But like I just skipped a lot of seeds and I was not there was not a good guide to find all the seeds at the time. So I'm like, I don't feel like doing this. I'm good. But yeah, I would, as much as I love Loop Hero, I could drop that for a Chicory. I could drop that for honestly a Little Nightmares 2. Kind of like that's just a popular one. I don't love it. Like I don't love it, but the world loves it. So, and then I think you're right with Kena. I really enjoyed Kena. I love the Pixar style to it. It was more challenging than I thought it was gonna be. And I've always meant to go back and get the platinum, but I think you have to beat on like hard mode. I'm like, I got better things to do with my time right now. So, yeah, I agree with any of these. If not Death's Door, I think Unpacking should have been indie game of the year for this. I'm baffled it's not nominated.
Absolutely.
Fucking 12 Minutes. I'm pissed I owned it on PlayStation 2. I intended to get the platinum. I'm like, I don't want to play this again. I don't want to play this.
Why would you play it again?
Oh, no, I didn't. I played it on Game Pass. I'm like, fuck. Damn it. I bought this on PlayStation for the platinum and now I know how it ends and fuck. Yeah, life's a highway. But any other thoughts for 2021? Artful Escape, if not nominated for Game of the Year, definitely visual style. That should have been nominated and should have won.
Yeah, absolutely. I also was surprised that Eastward didn't get any recognition.
Eastward's one I have to go finish. Yeah, but Eastward's good. Eastward's really fun, really pretty. I was always afraid of like, obviously with no spoilers, they haven't finished it. I was always afraid how it was going to end. Just not knowing like, are they going to survive or going to make it through? And then we got like the Octopia DLC, the phone. I'm like, they're both here. They can't be dead then, so we should be fine. So,
but I need to finish it as well, but I'm stuck. There's like there's a scene in the game where you're being chased, and I just cannot get past it.
Gross.
Yeah.
Listen, for a future book club, we'll find the motivation.
Okay.
Maybe we'll see. I would like to have it on Switch. Gotta knock it out. But yeah, that's 2021. So on timestamp to 2022. Man, now we're talking. The list gets so much longer at this point. But the 5 nominees for the indie game of the year were Neon White, Sifu, Tunic, Cult of the Lamb, and Stray. How you like this list?
I get most of them.
Yeah.
Like I get the nominees. I don't get the winner.
Yeah.
But when we go through the list of what hasn't been nominated, then I really need to make some changes. To the nominees.
I'm a sucker for 3 out of 5 of these. I love Neon White. I love Sifu. I love Cult of the Lamb. Cult of the Lamb was my personal indie game of the year. Just my personal game of the year for 2022. I love that game. I've always mentioned I'm getting a spam call. I've always mentioned my tale of 2 streamers with Cult of the Lamb, where I had like the I'm going hardcore, I'm playing this game on my own, like off stream on the PS4, and the PS5 version was let's be goofy with chat. You pick you redeem the channel point, put your name in the thing. What animal do you want to be? I pick the animal, but you all have to be the same blue because we're the Lapis Legion. I remember having viewers like, oh, Burb came up. He's like, I want a bowl of poop. And I was like, haha, Burb's eating poop. Or Medic being like, we don't believe in our leader, rise up against, and having to put him in the gallows, be like, you stay there till you learn your goddamn lesson. And chat be like, haha, Medic's in jail. Like having that connection with my chat and being like, this is really fun. This is great. So like Call to Lamb hit in such a great spot that I would have loved to see that win Game of the Year. And I always speak on Stray as if I hate it. And I don't hate Stray. I don't hate Stray. But I think getting this hyper-realistic cat game that a lot of people are like, I can't wait. Like finally get to play as a cat in a game. I just don't think it's that great. I don't think it's that beautiful. Did I get the platinum twice? Yeah, of course. But also, I said I don't think it's that big. It's very beautiful. It is a gorgeous looking game. But up against things like Neon White, Cult of Lamb, and Sifu, I could easily see any of those three being Game of the Year over Stray. But cats, I guess. But I guess
show us
that,
who didn't get nominated. Show us.
Yeah, the ones that didn't get nominated, including Trombone Champ, Arcade Paradise, Endly Existence, Extinction is Forever, Tinykin, motherfuckers, Nobody Saves the World, Chained Echoes, Proteus, Road Warden, Norco, Strange Horticulture, Potionomics, Beacon Pines, Citizen Sleeper, Dwarf Chromantic.
Yeah.
Cool. Baron Breakfast, The Case of the Golden Idol, The Excavation of Hobbs Barrow. I have no idea what that one is. Roller Drobe, Immortality, A Little to the Left, Potion Permit, Vampire Survivors, Pentiment, Power Wash Simulator, Return to Monkey Island, Islets, Bug Snacks, Rogue Legacy 2, and The Plague Tale Requiem. How some of these didn't get on the list over Stray, and not to throw shade at Tunic. I haven't played through and finished yet. I've enjoyed what I've played of it, but of other ones that came out this year, Vampire Survivors is an absolute absurdity.
Absolutely.
That I think you speak on that one because you had said stuff beforehand. I'm like, holy shit.
Well, the thing is, it birthed an entire genre.
Yeah,
and it's to this day it remains one of the most played games on Steam Deck, and I don't think it's just on Steam Deck.
Yeah.
How did this not even get nominated?
The
game is like liquid crack or something.
Yeah. It is. So like this literally just dropped on PlayStation. I've been playing it like all last night into this morning. It's so much like I kind of skipped it when it first came out. I was like, I don't really like the visual style of it. It's a little too like simple pixel for me and my typical like desire for pixel art. But I got the addiction. I played a lot of things other than Vampire Survivors that were the formula. Extremely powerful capybaras, whatever the title is. Things like Goobies, where I'm just like, this is Vampire Survivors, but it's more my speed. But now I got to give love to the original. So I picked up Vampire Survivors on PlayStation 4 and 5. It's like $5, people. Go pick it up. I can already see the hours I'm going to lose to it. And I'm like, shoot, do I buy a PlayStation Portal now? Do I need a Portal so I can just play this on the go? Like, I might have to. But yeah, Vampire Survivors is a crime not being nominated. You have it highlighted here. One I haven't played, but Citizen Sleeper was like renowned. Everyone was talking about how much they love this one.
That was my game of the year in 2022. I'm wearing the shirt right now.
Okay, I see you.
But yeah, that was one of the most critically acclaimed games of the year. As was Immortality, not a game that I liked, but that was an indie darling that year.
I still have to play it.
And I get it's hard to leave like games off of the top 5 that they chose, but seriously. Vampire Survivors, Immortality, and Citizen Sleeper should all of them be on there.
Yeah. If it were up to me, if I could drop Tunic and Stray, definitely for Vampire Survivors. Probably I'd just based on the volume around it, I'd probably put Citizen Sleeper over Immortality. But if I had to drop one of the other ones, I'd probably go Neon White for Immortality. But personally, and like if I'm making a list as opposed to what's the world, I think I would leave the list mostly how it is, with the exception of Tunic and Stray.
Yeah, I get that.
But motherfuckers, man, motherfuckers. Like Other ones I really like, I harped on Tinykin. I adore Little Dude in Big World. Like that shtick hits me every time. Even Grounded, when I don't like survival games, like I really enjoyed my time with that. When it ran, it was really bad on Xbox One. I don't know. But like Tinykin is so great. And like another one I've platinum twice. I played on PS4 and PS5. I love Tinykin. I know the team's working on their next game. I think it's like Acorn Hotel. I think you're playing like a squirrel and like a bunch of shit, but like it's got the same style, like the 2D characters in a 3D world, and I'm so excited for their next game, and I really just want a Tinykin too, honestly. I want more Tinykin.
Get that.
Pushonomics, another one. Like I think, though I would love to have seen it nominated, I think a lot of people are in the same case as me, where like if you could even beat chapter 1, like that shit got hard, because there's a lot of like making sure you sold the right things when and made the right potions then, because if you got to a certain point you didn't have enough like stats and things, you couldn't make a potion that was strong enough to beat them. So I'm like, do I just have to start over? I can't really go back and change that. So I'm looking forward to getting in for like super mega easy mode and finally playing through this game. Chat got mad. They're like, are we gonna finish it? I'm like, maybe. I can't beat it. I don't know what to do. But I love the style, and Mint is so goddamn fine. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something right now. Mint Potionomics. I don't want the guide. I just need the pictures. Let me tell you something, Tofr. Let me tell you something about Mint. I sure hope I have safe search on. We're good. When I show you this woman, show me a good picture. Kiss guide? You want a guide on how to get kissed by Mint? It's right here. Sleeveless, short hair, honestly. Okay. And she's got a hammer. I love hammers. Yo, wait, who followed me? Yo, see your Crystal Mountain, follow me on Twitter. Okay, I'm kind of a big deal. Okay. Don't worry about it. Sorry, chat. We're distracted. Anyway. I'm down bad for Mint. I need to romance Mint for reals this time. But
Go for it. Go for it.
Also, Bear and Breakfast. I fell in love with Bear and Breakfast. I've played so much of it twice and still have yet to beat it, but I love that game. Any other bangers on the list that you're like should be nominated?
The Excavation of Hobbs Barrow is one.
Yeah.
I didn't play it myself. It's like a point and click adventure, and I'm really bad at those. But it's another one that was a critical darling.
Okay.
Okay. And Rollerdrome was a blast.
Yeah, Rollerdrome was great.
Yeah.
Let's go back and get the platinum for that. Didn't do that.
Even A Little to the Left deserved better.
Yeah, that's another one. That one was really fun. Because it was like that OCD fixation of just organizing everything you needed it to, and like sometimes they're weird of like straighten all the photos, and sometimes like don't straighten the photos, but straighten them to the point where the images on all of them match. So you have like weird diamonds on the wall, and organizing the junk drawer. I remember putting all the batteries in like the paperclip holder. I'm like, why does this not work? And chat's like, that's not where that goes, Danny. I can obviously it needs to go here and not there. I'm like, okay. Move all the stuff around. Yeah, Little Left's a banger.
Yeah.
I haven't played the DLC yet though. I need to do that.
It was a really good year, 2022.
Really good. You know what else is a good year? Timestamp 2023.
Yeah.
I didn't sound very confident. Yeah. No. It was not 2022, I guess.
It wasn't 2022.
The nominees for 2023 were Dave the Diver, Cocoon, Viewfinder, Dredge, and Sea of Stars, with Sea of Stars being the winner. Let me get some water for this list. The not nominated list for 2023 includes Slay the Princess, Venba, Pizza Tower, Bramble the Mountain King, A Highland Song, Chia, Planet of Lana, Chance of Sonar, In Stars and Time, Thirsty Suitors, A Spatially Unbound, Cassette Beast, El Paso Elsewhere, Jasant, Lethal Company, A Cosmic Wheel Sisterhood, Sticky Business, Moonstone Island, Seasons, A Letter to the Future, The Invincible, Oxenfree 2, Lost Signals. What is Bokura only 2023? I thought that was so much older.
No.
Darkest Dungeon 2, Dordogne?
Yeah.
Oh, so good. Hi-Fi Rush, My Time at Sandrock, and Wild Frost. This was the year we all griped about what an indie game was and yelled about Dave the Diver being nominated. Where are you at with the nominated list, the winner, and what should have been on there?
It's a hard one, this one, because I didn't play Sea of Stars, but I've heard so much good about it, so I get why it won. Although I expected Dredge to win. Like that was the biggest indie darling of the year, it
It
seemed.
sure was. It sure was.
I I I like Cocoon was very popular, and I played a bit of that, but I got stuck because it's a puzzle game, and I always
Yeah,
get stuck.
it was a little tough.
Same with Viewfinder, but I think they deserve their place on the list. But there are a couple that I would have switched in instead.
Yeah. Because you mentioned the indie darling thing, I remember this is where I had said that pit in your stomach where you're like, I'm not sure which one I want to win yet. And in the moment that this list showed up and they were just like, the nominees are here, the 5. And I was like, God, it's Dredge or Sea of Stars. It's one of these that I want to win. And they said Sea of Stars. I had been gassing Sea of Stars for the year leading up to it. I was so excited for it. I love The Messenger. I love Sabotage. And the moment they announced Sea of Stars was the winner, that butterfly disappeared. I'm like, that should have been Dredge. I just knew that should have been Dredge. And that's I'm like, now I know what my game of the year is. That's what decided what my game of the year was. But yeah, Dredge I think should have won this year. Definitely deserved the nomination with Sea of Stars. Like those two are my favorites. Those are my top 2 easily. With Wild Frost being my third. And seeing it like not like obviously in a game of the year list, but in our personal list on the screen here, seeing Wild Frost just outside of this top 5, I'm like, damn, they really shafted it. That's crazy. That's wild. They did that to me like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, any of these bangers like you think should or you would have loved to see in those nominees?
I think In Stars and Time deserved better.
1000%.
Because that's one of the most moving stories of the entire year.
I was balling.
Yeah, I personally would have loved Slay the Princess to be in there because that game does things that no other game has done before.
Okay.
And I really like that. It's so well done. It's so well written. The art is gorgeous. I guess that it's too. I guess it was too small of a game.
Maybe
to be considered or something. I don't know.
I wonder if it just didn't get the gas till it was too late. I think the way Game Awards do, like the outlets get the packet, like, hey, fill this out. What would you want to see nominated for things? And then they send it in, and then it's usually like mid-November is kind of the cutoff for like now everything nominated, it's locked in. We're not doing it. If something comes out after that, oh well, maybe next year. And I'm wondering if just Slay the Princess got the gas after the fact. And it was like, oh man, we should have nominated this one. But yeah, that's what I'm shocked didn't make it. As many people love it.
The two that I'm most shocked about is Lethal Company because that one blew up
100%.
massively, and Hi-Fi Rush.
Yeah.
That one was so beloved by so many people, and it didn't even get nominated.
Yeah. I think Hi-Fi Rush is the weird one. I think it shares the Dave the Diver thing, where that exudes indie energy. But I think, I'm trying to think if the Xbox acquisition is weird. Because I think it was, but even then, so it's Tango Gameworks, which is a subsidiary of Bethesda, which now we're getting the weird thing of legally being indie and blah, 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 blah. But then Xbox acquired Bethesda, so now it's definitely not indie, but also Hi-Fi Rush is indie in my heart. It exudes indie. Yeah. But in a legal court, I'm like, I guess I get it. I guess you can't.
Yeah. In that same court, Dave the Diver couldn't be nominated.
Exactly, 100%. Right. And I ended up including Dave the Diver in my indie game of the year thing, where I was like, yeah, this exudes indie. This feels indie. That being said, if we're going by legal definitions and court cases and blah, 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 I could see dropping Dave the Diver. As much as I love the game, I see the indie versus, I don't even know if I call it AAA at this point, but, bigger budget games, having the security of, like, the higher budget from another studio. I see why it's not indie. That being said, put In Stars and Time in there. Because not enough people have played it. Not enough people know about this gem. If you like Undertale for like the vibe, the story, the visual style, In Stars and Time is like that, but so much better. It rock, paper, scissors combat. You have to figure out like what the enemies can and can't survive on based on how they're holding their hands. Like one will be like, oh, don't look at me, like blocking himself, but he's holding up like scissors as you're doing, like, oh, I got to hit this guy with some rocks. Right? Like that's how you play this game. And there's so much about depression, self-identity, and all these different things. I love getting to talk with all these characters and seeing where they're at. The one like gets really mad at you for you being a certain way, and you're the trap master who's supposed to be like, oh, I know where the traps are, but you suck at it, so you always die. But then the time loop kicks in, so you're like, oh, I know where there's a trap this time, and then it's always there, But like, if you're not paying attention, you're just running through and you step on it, you're like, oh shoot, my dumb ass forgot. Like, next time I know not to step on that because it's gonna come through. It's so fucking good. I love that game so much.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, like I said, Wild Frost, that should be in there. I really liked Viewfinder. I really did. I think I did a disservice to myself playing the demo because the shock and awe of doing that fun mechanic of taking the picture and snapping into the real world for the first time was spent on the demo. So when I played the full game, I'm like, oh, I've done this already. This isn't as magical as it was the first time, which once I got through, I'm like, the story's kind of there and it exists, so I'm less, invested in it anymore. Yeah, I think Viewfinder could have been dropped for probably Lethal Company of any of these, but
yeah.
We love it. Any other thoughts on 2023? Those are the numbers.
I like not specifically 2023, but it seems like every year the list gets harder to choose from.
Yeah, dog. Such a freaking list every freaking year. And now I'm sitting here. We don't have 2024 in front of us yet. We'll talk about that in a second, but it's already. I still have to update my list. I'm building my top 10 as the year goes on, and I know I've missed like 20, 30 games already that I've played, and I have to be like, oh shoot, honorable mention. Do I include this? I'm gonna make my top 10 be like, oh my god, I forgot about fucking something. I don't. But timestamp. With that said, Tofr, what do you think the 2024 Indie Game of the Year will be at the Geoff Keighley Awards? Not necessarily your Indie Game of the Year, but what do you think is going to take away the Indie Game of the Year as we watch our little commercial cutaway to this indie announcement?
It's a tough one. Like, I feel like I've missed out on some of the games that are going to be the more popular ones, like Pal World, for example. Okay. I think that one might have peaked too early in the year.
I can see it. Yeah.
But I think something like Schem might be nominated. Ooh. It won't win, but I think they seem to really like innovative puzzlers.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's an innovative one. But Indie Game of the Year, this year I honestly.
It's tough, right? I'm sitting here thinking like what else we played. I'm thinking what I've played in the last week as opposed to the last couple months.
I think there's one that hasn't been released yet, but I think the Plucky Squire will be up there.
I'd honestly be a little shocked if it's not nominated. Hopefully it doesn't come out and just like completely drop the ball and everyone's like, wow, this is actually pretty bad, because that would break my heart a lot. I think I've already cemented it right now as like my second or third game of the year, just based on what I have played and what I'm expecting from it. But won't know until we play in a couple weeks, so looking forward to reviewing that one. As I sit and think about what I've played this year, Helldivers 2 is legally indie. PlayStation paid for it, but Arrowhead's independent. So I can see that getting the love and being indie game of the year. We've already talked about Balatro this episode, which I think is a banger. It needs to be nominated and probably could win.
I don't know, because Slay the Spire and Wild Frost didn't even get nominated.
Right. You're right.
So maybe they just hate one of the best genres.
Yeah. I hate roguelikes. That's why Hades didn't win. But no, you're right. Like it's a thing where, for anyone who doesn't know how the Game Awards work, I think literally I just talked about this like yesterday on stream. But the way it works is packets go out to outlets. They're like, hey, here are the categories. Pick your nominations. The teams work together and build the list, et cetera, et cetera. Goes back to Geoff. They calculate everything, and that like builds the list of 5 or 6 for the Game Awards. That tell you like, here's what's nominated. Then viewers get to vote, but I think your vote literally counts for like nothing, and it all goes to still what the outlets wrote in with anyway. But I would like to think with how much outlets loved Balatro that they won't forget and they'll still nominate it, that it will at least get on the list. But I think if Helldivers makes that list, I think Helldivers takes it. As much as I love Helldivers, I enjoy Helldivers. I think it's a really dope thing that really took over like the multiplayer space, doing something unique and like deserve the success that it has, even if they dropped the ball a couple times. I could see Helldivers taking it. If not Helldivers, I would like to see Balatro, or I would like to see some love for Dungeons of Hinterberg. But I think I was a little too in the niche. I can see that being on our not nominated list for next year. But
yeah. Otherwise, other than that, I don't really like. It's hard to like figure out what people respond to the most.
Yeah.
For example, my favorite game of the year still is 1,000 Times Resist.
Okay.
And it's been given so much love, but I don't think it'll be even nominated.
Yeah, unfortunately, that seems like one of the ones that'd be like we highlight it next year. Like, this wasn't nominated. What? Damn. So many games, so little nominees, but we stand with it. Be sure to let us know what your favorite winners of any game of the year were for Indie Game of the Year, and what you want to see win Indie Game of the Year for 2024 at the Geoff Keighley Awards. And with that, timestamp Tofr. We can talk about what we've been playing. We talked a little bit about like maybe shorten it up and talk about just a fewer titles so we can keep the episode. We're at like an hour 8 now, but honestly, we're living the dream. We're doing the thing. We're gonna be fine. We're fine. We both been playing What the Car. I think we've both finished it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bad. What do you think about What the Car?
I like it.
Okay.
I didn't love it. I like it. For the people who don't know what it is, it's basically What the Golf, but you're a car instead of a golf ball.
Yeah.
And you are tasked with making it to the end of different levels, which are usually pretty short. It's a good time. Like, if you enjoyed What the Golf, you're gonna enjoy this one. If you haven't played What the Golf, I think I would recommend that one over this one.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with that. I think What the Golf is maybe a little more user friendly, if that makes sense. Like, I don't think What the Car is overcomplicated by any means. You're watching me like at like the 10th level in or something, where it's goofy, right? The typical routine is like you have a racetrack and your car gets launched out of a cannon and it's got something weird. It's got super long legs. It's got office chairs and you're sick, so you're sneezing to propel yourself forward. There's one where you have stilts. There's a whole Mad Max like section of the game. Like, there's all these different things you have to kind of figure out. The car's too wide. So you're like 7 cars wide as opposed to the regular length. So it changes every level and how like unique it is, how to traverse the levels. As I started, I was very much going for like, I'm going for 100% on each of these levels. Like, I'm going to go in, I'm going to get the best time. I'm going to go back, I'm going to get the collectible card. Then I'm going to move to the next one. And then rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. I really enjoyed my time with the game. I think it's super fun. The goofiness of starting each level and being like, ooh, what's my car going to do? And then it does like a very like sterile voice of just like, car with legs. Like, it's almost like a car horn type vocalization to it. Where just reads you the thing and then you play the level, do it again. It's fun. It's really cute. This is one I like could see myself getting a platinum if it came to PlayStation. It seems just a fun, complete the puzzles type deal.
Yeah.
I could see, like, I never got frustrated, but like, I think about people who like don't quite get the humor of goofy puzzle games and find a reason to get mad at it because they're not doing well type deal. I'm like, it's an Octodad. It's whatever delivery service, whatever that game was, where it's just goofy physics engines. Like, it's not meant to be easy. It's not meant to just go and beat it. It's meant to be like, maybe I got lucky this time. We'll see. But it's really fun. I like the art style. Here's freaking car with a soccer cannon might have been one of my favorites, where you're upside down, but there's a soccer cannon strapped to like the chassis, and then you just have to launch yourself forward with like the energy of the cannon. It's good. It's fun.
It is. And what I like most about the game is the fact that they're still going to add content to it.
Yeah.
You've got like the story is basically 6 different worlds. And then you still have 2 more worlds after that.
Yeah.
One of which is the Mad Max one, which is, I think, the best one in the game.
It's pretty dope. I almost wish it was before the credit. Like, it wasn't like, I beat the game, here's extra worlds. I think if I beat the game after Mad Max, I would have felt a little more satisfied. I think I had to like
Exactly.
I
had the same idea. Yeah, but
I should also mention we did receive these keys for review, by the way. I did not say that. Yes, we did.
Exactly. But at the end of the final world, you can then actually get involved by voting on which world you want to have included next.
Yeah,
which I think was really cool.
Yeah, I played through it on stream, and I didn't really notice. I saw like the dilapidated door that's just like under construction. I'm like, oh, more content coming soon. And there's a bunch of community levels. I'm not entirely sure how that came to exist quite yet. We had our keys before review. I'm like, so the community levels are made. Are the community levels by the dev team right now? I'm not entirely sure what that is, but
or maybe from the playtests,
or from the playtest could be. Yeah. But it's fun. There's like, I guess essentially like endless content, depending how committed the community is to making stuff. I haven't even dabbled in like the level creator or anything. I've only played a handful of the community ones. But yeah, we've both beaten the game. I enjoyed going through and seeing the different worlds.
Absolutely.
I love Tri-Band and what they do over there. I'll keep mentioning it where like, while I was on vacation, we were playing pool and someone was trying to play with a tennis racket. I just immediately made a TikTok. I'm like, yo, Tri-Band, if you make what the pool, let me know. I'll voice the cue ball. Like, let me know what you need from me because I'm down if you want to use this idea. I'm not asking for royalties. Just let me be in the game because, like, I want that to exist.
Yeah.
And also bring What the Bat to a not VR platform because I don't really feel like setting up the VR to play What the Bat. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed this game. I thought it was really fun. I'd recommend it to people who want just a goofy time. It wasn't particularly long. I think if you strung to it like a whole day, you could knock it out if you're not trying to go for the perfections and stuff. But yeah, it's a fun afternoon. 5-6 hours, probably, maybe, give or take.
I think I finished it in 3.5.
Damn, Tofr, real gamer. Holy shit.
But I didn't try to like 100%.
Yeah, for sure.
I just tried to finish the levels, and if that's all you want from the game, it's only about 3 hours.
Yeah.
But there's endless replayability to it.
Trying to get the completions, get all the collectibles. There's some levels where I couldn't even find them. Where I'm like, do all levels have these cards, or maybe some don't? I don't know, but I didn't see it. So
same.
It's a good time. It's a good time.
It is.
But that's What the Car. Tofr, you played quite a few. I know you said a few. You could just kind of like drop some names here. So what we got going on here? What you been playing?
I tried my hand at Selaco, which is a really interesting first-person shooter that's made in the latest Doom engine.
Oh, okay. I remember this one. Okay.
Yeah, it feels pretty special. It combines the exploration of something like Half-Life with some pretty brutal shooting action. And the thing is, I am very much stuck at the beginning.
Okay.
There's 5 difficulty settings, and even on the easiest setting, enemies are just bullet sponges, and I just cannot get past them. But
damn,
I'm gonna keep trying because this game really is that good. The action feels really good. I'm gonna try and make it through.
This does look good. This does not scream Tofr to me. This is not one I would have expected you to be like, I've been playing this.
Yeah, well, I read about it and on Eurogamer, I think.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to try this. It referenced Half-Life, which is a game I love.
Okay.
And
I can see that.
That's the kind of shooter that I really like, when there's an actual story, when it's not just shooting everyone, but there's like exploration, maybe some puzzles to solve.
Far Cry, baby, let's go.
Yes, but not by Ubisoft.
I still like the Far Cries. I really do. Listen, Ubisoft, I get it. You get a bad rap. I feel you though. I still fuck up a Far Cry anytime you give it to me. So let me know when 7's drop. 8's drop? No. Far Cry 6, last one, yeah? Chorizo?
I have no idea.
yeah, I'm pretty sure I have a 6. Let me know when 7's here. Or 6.5, whatever you do with New Dawn. But you also played Fast Penguin?
Yeah.
I don't know what
Fast Penguin is. It's basically the Fall Guy levels where you're gliding down the slime and try to be the first one down. Yeah. It's basically that mini game made into an entire game.
Okay.
and with penguins instead of beans. And it's being touted as like being the a sequel to Fall Guys or something. I don't know. The next free-to-play multiplayer thing. And they did a demo this weekend. Yeah. This past weekend, because it's releasing later this month, I think.
This looks cool.
But it does look cool, but I have to say it didn't feel cool.
Okay.
There was something missing from the controls. I also don't like that you actively have to like beat other players. Like you have to hit them with your cart or whatever.
Okay.
And like that's not my cup of tea, really.
Gotcha.
But I can see it becoming a hit. Although I have to say the demo, I had to wait like 3 minutes to get into a game, and it was like you have like space for 40 players, and there were 9 of us.
Yeah.
So
that's like the tough thing with like the battle royale or the big lobby thing, right? Especially with indies, because it's like you got to get the audience in there. I remember similar because birds. Headbangers, I think it was called. It was the pigeon battle royale, which I thought was really fun, but I literally could only get into a lobby of like 4 people. And then the rest were bots. That was during the playtest. I've not played since like the full launch, so I don't know how much better it got, but that's tough because then you have to kind of just wait a long time when it comes to matchmaking, as well as just like trying to find the fun with playing against bots most of the time. I like the polish of this. I think I saw you post an Instagram story about like getting in queue and waiting to get into play. But like seeing the game, I'm like, this is cleaner than I thought it was. I expected maybe a little more like crunchy. You mentioned the controls. Is it like the turning radius isn't great? Is it a sensitivity type thing, or is it?
I think it might be the sensitivity. There was just something a bit floaty about it.
Okay.
But it might just be me, because the other reactions that I saw from this demo were way more positive than I was.
They have, guys. Don't trust Tofr's opinion. You only listen to that guy on Steam.
I don't know anything about games.
Exactly. Now that we figured that out. No, this looks like this screams. I see like 40 YouTubers post their Let's Play of it. Everyone has a good, fun, goofy time. Like, they got me. And then like no one. Knock on wood. Not that it happens, but like the one of those like, okay, we all talked about it for our week. Let's all move on. No one thinks about it again, which hopefully is not the case. Hopefully it has the success that it needs to stay afloat. But TBD. We'll see when it drops.
Yeah.
I'll wish list it. Show some love. But then let's see. One more. I think I put a timestamp. I don't remember. If not, boom, there's another timestamp. There's one more that I'm excited to hear you talk about, because this is one I've had on me and Kanai's co-op list for a minute that I want to get to, and that's Bokura. I think I'm saying that right.
Yeah. I played this with my friend Daphne, and it's like it's a game you have to play co-op. And I highly recommend that you find a friend who's good at communication and has quite a bit of patience. Because both of those are important while playing this. So you play as 2 kids from pretty different backgrounds who have become best friends, and you want to go up the local hill to blow up the mayor's statue. But along the way, something weird happens. I'm going to try to not to spoil too much, but people who are watching can see that sometimes there's animals there and sometimes they're robots. The thing is, one player sees the animal world, the other player sees the robot world.
That's so cool. I love that so much.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, it's a platformer, but not all of the levels look different depending on who's playing.
Yeah.
So you have to talk to each other. Like, you have to go this way because I can't reach that and stuff like that. It's really interesting. It can get a little frustrating.
Okay.
Especially if you're like me and you think you've told your gaming partner something only to find that conversation happened in your head.
Like, I could have sworn I just told you this.
But yeah, it's a really cool game. It's about 3 hours long. The thing is, you have to play through it multiple times though to get the full story, and I've only played through it once, but I'm eager to go back to it.
Yeah, I've been looking forward to this for a while. I remember seeing it. I've mentioned before, anyone who watches the Twitch streams, Kanata and I have done a lot of co-op games. We've done It Takes Two, we've done A Way Out, we've done Blanc, we've done River Tales, and this is the one I've had on the list for a long time, and it is in my library. I guess I bought it on sale, so I do own it. But I have to make sure Kanai owns it. But it looks just like so much fun. Like, I think I'll really enjoy it, and then I'm sure I'm gonna feel something halfway through. I'm like, oh no, I didn't want to be like this. Damn.
I'm not gonna spoil anything here.
There you have it. Tofr said nothing bad happens. It's happy the entire time. You actually get lollipops at the end.
It's just a lovely time.
Yeah, baby, let's go. We love happy times.
Yeah.
I'm sending you my therapy bill. And then you had mentioned earlier, there's let me pull it up. There's a sequel, yeah? Are they making a sequel?
Yeah, they're making a sequel.
Okay. Do we know what makes this one different at all?
Well, the thing is, like, you're playing astronauts.
Okay, I see that.
So I'm wondering, is this happening on a different planet with the same kind of gameplay, or is this? I can't say more because then I might spoil the original.
That's valid. Now I'm thinking about that. Maybe then true. I'm gonna find out there's like a dead bear and a robot in a pile. I'm like, oh no.
Well, I did read that the developer said that this sequel allows him to do things that he couldn't do in the first game.
Cool.
Because of the story.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sick. All right. So keep in mind, I'll have to force Kanai to play Bokura with me at some point. He's planning for a wedding, so right now it's probably not the best time to get him in there, but eventually, maybe after. Maybe after.
But the thing is, if you like,
getting back,
if you don't like body horror, you might want to skip on this one.
Okay. I'm not too concerned.
Which is not what you might expect when seeing those visuals, but
yeah. I'm a lot more, if we're talking things in games and movies, like, it messes me up with any of that Walking Dead gore all the time. The thing that gets me are, like, the shorts, like the Vines and TikToks where someone, like, just whiffs something. Like skateboarders who, like, slip and then slide their face in the ground, or someone that land on a trampoline and land, like, on their head and they kind of, like, fold themselves. I'm like, no! Those will break me anytime. The amount of times I stood up and walked away because a friend's showing a dumb TikTok, I'm like, nope. That's a human body right there. That's not fake.
Yeah.
They'll break me. But that's what we've been playing. Hopefully next. I've been like petered out a little bit of Indies. I was playing a lot of Wukong in the last couple of weeks. Then I finished that, but I'm trying to go back for the platinum. But then this weekend was just Astrobot, which I could do a whole episode on talking about, like, though it's AAA, why I love Astrobot and why it like changes things for the industry that I think a lot of people aren't looking at, and blah 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 blah. But maybe in the future. But I loved Astrobot. Got the platinum. Absolutely adored it. So good. Nice. But yeah, now I got to get back into Indies and embargoes. So don't worry about it, guys. Don't worry about it, guys. The whiteboard will get filled in a couple of days here. Anywho, timestamp. Now it's time to talk about the Indies releasing this week, and we got some bangers. This is for the week of September 12th through the 18th. First off, we have Wild Bastards dropping on September 12th for PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. We have Drillcore coming September 12th and PC for early access. Caravan Sandwich dropping on September 12th for PC. Fabledom coming September 12th for PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch. I guess it was already out on PC, I have to assume then. Garden Witch Life coming September 12th is bugging. September 12th for PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, and PC. Reika, September 12th for PC and early access. Grapple Dogs Cosmic Canines on September 12th for Xbox, Switch, and PC. Lucky Tower Ultimate coming to PC on September 13th. Pyrene? I'm not familiar with that one. September 13th for PC. Mexico 1921, A Deep Slumber on September 13th for PC. Foul Damage on September 13th for PC. The Plucky Squire. Oh my god, that's so close. Oh my god. September 17th for PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, and PC. Marco Beyond Brave on September 17th for PC. Farah the Sundered Tribe, September 17th for PC and early access. UFO 50 on September 18th for PC. Enotria, the last song on September 18th for PC and PlayStation, and then Key Locker on September 18th for PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, and PC. I know Plucky Squire, of course. Any of those other bangers on there we're looking forward to?
I'm really looking forward to Caravan Sandwich.
Yeah, that looks fun.
That one looks so much fun. I'm really enjoying the whole thing on Twitter that their main character looks like Lois from Family Guy.
I saw that right first. Yeah, it's so good. They were like, I worked on this for 3 years. Then they retweeted it like, oh, the one time my tweet pops off, 40,000 views because I compared it to Family Guy. I'm like, yeah. That's incredible. Yeah, that one looks great. I'm excited for that one.
I'm also looking forward to Rika and to Pyrene.
Yeah,
especially Pyrene. Okay. That's a card game. It's a card-based dungeon crawler.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it up here.
I played the previous game by the same developer, Forward Escape the Fold.
Okay.
I really enjoyed that one. So I played the demo for this, and it's totally my jam.
Okay. So is roguelike.
Yeah.
Okay, I see here. I'm seeing like you're moving around. Okay. I was expecting like just a card game, but it's like you're a card moving around the screen and like tiles. Okay.
You have to choose in which direction to go. based on how much health you have, how much damage an enemy will do. It's a really innovative take on like, it's not a deck builder, but it's a card game.
Okay, I dig this. This looks fun. This looks good.
Yeah.
Oh God, Pyrene while I have the time. Pyrene devs, can I get some keys for Tofr? Hell yeah. That Mexico 1921, I'm glad it's coming out. Like, I'm excited to see that one out. I played the demo during Next Fest and I wasn't in love with it. It was a little slower than I think I like for some of my games.
You don't like slow games? What?
No, I don't. They're dumb. Give me fast, only fast, speed. Sonic 3, baby. Other than that, Wild Bash is one I'm excited to check out, but it's seeing that September 12th as I look at that.
September 12th is insane.
Yeah. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games on September 12th. I think by the time the episode drops, we find I have a key for Grapple Dogs, but I've never played the first one. And I had this plan of playing the first one before the second one, and now the second one's tomorrow.
Oh no.
So I'm like, well, we'll see what happens there. So, and then, Caravan Sandwich, I think specifically for the 12th is probably the one I'm most excited for there. And then, Plucky Squire. I'm in the spot where I'm like, it's going to drop. We're going to give it the week. We're going to power through it. We're going to play it. And then we'll do just the whole episode will be the Plucky Squire review. And I'm
probably, yeah.
I'm also interested in Anotria. And this might just be coming off of Wukong, where I'm like, I might be a god at Souls-likes now. I might be the guy. But I've seen what they were going through with Xbox in a weird case. Essentially, it's a Souls-like where every time you beat the boss, you get their mask. And now you can make different loadouts and different kits and stuff. It looks really dope. It's Italian like folklore, and it's all like it's Souls-like, but it's bright and shiny. And there's a sun in this game, and it's crazy. But I love the visual style. I forget if that's a Game Pass one, but it's a weird thing of like there was supposed to be an Xbox version, and it's been like definitely delayed because they reached out like, hey, we're having problems with the store page, and they started helping them, but then they kind of stopped answering the emails. Now the team's just like, the Xbox version's ready, but we can't post it, so we don't know if it's coming out. So, I'm not entirely sure what's going on there, but PC and PlayStation for now. But those are those games. Timestamp. Normally we'd have our favorite indie games here, but you guys don't like indie games anymore. You didn't write into them with any, which means you have to fix yourselves. So make sure you use that form in the description and write in and tell us about your favorite indie games and ask us your questions. But with that is the end of our show. Tofr, thank you so much for joining for another episode of Playlog Podcast.
Thank you.
Had to sip the last of my Gatorade. If the little scrubbers wanted to find you on the internet, where would they go?
The easiest way is using my link tree, which is Play Nice Kids in one word.
There we go. And with that, we're doing some new Sunday streams, right? Over on the Play Nice Kids Twitch channel.
Yes, that's true. This Sunday, I'm going to start with Times and Galaxy.
Let's go.
Yeah, I'm going to be streaming that on Sunday, like afternoon for the Europeans among you. Early morning, I guess, for Americans.
Americans, rise and shine.
Yeah, but on Twitch, it's Play Nice Kids with underscores between the words.
Let's get it, baby. Let's get it. And then, of course, you can find me at CGDannyB on all the social medias, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, all the other stuff. I'm sure there's another platform, but we don't use those. And with that, that is the end of our episode, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. If you enjoyed the episode, please do me a favor, hit that like button. It helps spread the video. More people get to see it. And we get to talk about indie games with more strangers on the internet. And then we all find a good little thing, little circle, a little community, right? That's the good part. If you're over on Spotify, any of the audio services, please leave that 5-star review. It helps it grow. And then more people find it on the audio platform. And with that, it's time to wrap it up. We'll see you guys in the next one. Fuckers.